I've lost a son or a daughter or somebody, and it's not an easy thing to get through. But I don't know how people get through it unless they have a strong faith in God.
Welcome back to Past Paradise, where we explore famous children's intriguing lives. Today we follow Marie Osmond's adult daughter who is making waves. You may remember her from her remarkable likeness to her famous mother, but she has a more interesting tale. Join us as we follow this exceptional person and other celebrity children who look like their famous parents at the same age. A voyage through time and genetics shows how celebrity, skill, and family heritage intersect in Hollywood's ever-changing environment. I'd like you to prepare to uncover these interesting tales that span history and present and shape celebrity culture. Welcome to Past Paradise. John Travolta and Ella Blue Travolta. Some people who are well-known celebrities' parents avoid the limelight, while others lead similar lives. Ella Blue Travolta belongs to the first category. She's John Travolta's only daughter and first child. Their shared love of performing unites the father and daughter combination. Ella understood at a young age that she wanted to follow in her father's footsteps and achieve her passion of becoming an actor. She said that even as a little kid, she was charmed with performances, particularly singing and dancing. Travolta's always been there to encourage his daughter's aspirations. Nearly 10 years before, she had previously appeared in a small role in one of Travolta's movies. John sometimes teases his kid, just like any other parent. Travolta used to make fun of his daughter in front of her crush, Taylor Lautner. Denzel Washington and John David Washington. One of the most successful performers in Hollywood history is Denzel Washington. He's consistently produced successful box office releases, which has allowed him to increase his income. His movies such as Glory and The Debaters have all thoroughly delighted the viewers. You've nothing in life to worry about when your father's a person of Denzel Washington's caliber. His son, John David Washington, played 4 years in the UFL to try his hand at professional sports. John played for the Sacramento Mountain Lions, but he also started to gravitate toward acting, so he gave up on his football career. He stars in HBO's Ballers. You don't think we're real? Watch Black Klansman now. John's father gave him good acting abilities, and we believe he's preparing for greater things. Dwayne Johnson and Simone Alexandra Johnson. Simone Alexandra Johnson's famous father is the one who can keep the males away from the gorgeous Simone Alexandra Johnson. Simone's father is very proud of his beautiful daughter. Although Alexandra isn't interested in movies or professional wrestling, we're certain that she'll succeed in whatever she does in the future. E.J. Johnson and Magic Johnson. Former professional basketball player Earvin Magic Johnson Jr. was a member of the NBA Association's Los Angeles Lakers. He's one of the best players in the NBA, and he's lovingly referred to as Magic Johnson by his supporters all over the globe. In 1991, Magic Johnson wed Cookie Johnson, and the two of them had 3 kids together, and they make sure their kids have all the amenities in the world thanks to their $600 million fortune. The former basketball player's son, Earvin Johnson III, seems to be the most like him out of the 3 of them. EJ, however, has no intention of pursuing a profession similar to that of his father. Rather, he's been dabbling in the fields of journalism, media, and fashion. We hope the years ahead bring him nothing but pleasure and prosperity. Tom Brady and John Edward Thomas Moynihan. The well-known sportsman Tom Brady is a true star in both his personal and professional lives. In his prime, he played quarterback for the NFL team, the New England Patriots. Tom's a great example of how to retain balance, fulfilling the job of a loving father to his children, making a title to the success he's already received. Brady and his ex-wife Bridget had their first child, John Edward Thomas Moynihan, also known as Jack. In 2006, the pair called it quits somewhere around Bridget's pregnancy, but still they were not separated and were in a relationship when she was pregnant. Brady was the father, which she knew, but by then he was in the past. There was a protracted dispute that's now history. They sought out their differences so they could co-parent Jack. Brady Jr. shares his father's appearance. However, we'll have to wait and see whether he, too, decides to follow in the same professional route. Charles Barkley and Christiana Barkley. Christiana Barkley is most likely best known as the daughter of former NBA player Charles Barkley, who's a commentator on Inside the NBA at the moment. In addition to being an 11-time All-Star, he was also selected for the NBA All-Star team 11 times. In 1993, he won the NBA MVP award. Barkley was listed as one of the 50 best players in NBA history on the league's 50th anniversary. He was also included as one of the 75 best players in NBA history in celebration of the league's 75th anniversary. Christiana Barkley, his daughter, pursued her ambition and graduated from Columbia University in 2016 with a degree in journalism. Maureen Blumhart, the mother of Christiana Barkley, works as a social worker and model. Despite their separation after a 25-year marriage, her parents remain daily in their daughter's presence. We certainly hope Christiana keeps achieving success in her work and brings great pride to her parents. George Clooney and Ella and Alexander Clooney. The charming twins, Alexander and Ella, were brought into the world in June 2017 by Amal and George Clooney, the up-in-the-air star. They've been quite open about their feelings as proud parents. In July 2013, George and Amal went on vacation to Lake Como in Italy, where they originally met. They were married shortly after in September 2014, and Ella and Alexander were born in 2017. George was first terrified, just like any other first-time parent who wasn't sure how to handle the load, but he quickly gained experience and transformed into a completely different person who's now more understanding and caring of other people's situations. Being a father has undoubtedly been one of his most fulfilling life experiences. Connie Britton and Yobi Brittain. Connie Britton, an American actress, singer, and producer, made her breakthrough with the Brothers McMullen, a comedy drama. She then appeared in Spin City, an ABC comedy. Friday Night Lights and the thriller The Last Winter are some of her other shows. She enjoys spending particular time with her son Yobi when she's not facing the arc lights. She values the time she gets to spend early in the morning with her kid. They wake up early and prepare their breakfast. They also enjoy spending time with their pets. With their brood of 3 dogs, a cat, and 6 fish, their day's schedule seems pretty busy. Connie's adoptive son Yobi enjoys taking trips with her. Their intentions to travel were temporarily delayed by the COVID-19 epidemic, but they're now eager to go again. Their objective is always to discover new locations and immerse themselves in novel activities. Sandra Bullock and Louis Bardo Bullock. Not every family is related by blood. Well, some people's bonds are shaped by the heart. And this is exactly what happened with Sandra Bullock, a well-known person, and her son, Louis Bardo Bullock. Nearly 14 years ago, while she was still with her former husband, she adopted him. Sandra made the decision to raise Louis by herself when they split up. She later had another child, a girl named Layla, 5 years after she had successfully adopted Louis. Brian Randall, a photojournalist, is now Sandra's boyfriend and is in the process of becoming her official father. But achieving this aim won't be that simple. Randall is fighting a legal struggle right now. His problems are considered to be the reason for this battle's duration, which may be crucial in the adoption case in question. Tiger Woods and Charlie Woods. Charlie, Tiger Woods' 15-year-old son, is beginning to show indications that he may follow in his father's footsteps. When Charlie played in a junior golf tournament, his father was watching him closely from behind and was astounded by the way his club swung. Tiger has 2 children, a daughter and a son. One of them, Charlie Axel, looks much like his father. Given his potential, it's reasonable to say that the gifted kid of the golf prodigy is undoubtedly maturing and gaining attention. Next year, Tiger Woods, who's widely considered one of the greatest golfers America's ever produced, will be inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame. The great golfer should be happy that his kids are starting to understand why he has such high regard for the game. Steve Jobs and Eve Jobs. Eve Jobs is the well-known daughter of the late Steve Jobs, a co-founder of Apple. Eve Jobs, the youngest of Steve Jobs' children, is a talented horseback rider and student at Stanford College. The 21-year-old receives training from a well-known show jumper on a $15 million property. Given her family's $20.1 billion net fortune, she should focus more on completing her education and not worry about the future. Steve Jobs, the creator of Apple, married Laureen Powell, and the two of them had 4 kids. Eve Jobs is the younger. As the CEO of Apple Inc., Steve, an American business tycoon, transformed the personal computer industry. Steve Jobs' creative vision enabled Apple to completely rethink the iPhone line. It's simple to choose a career when your father's one of the greatest businessmen of all time. Eve seems to possess her late father's talent for exceptional performance and is rapidly maturing. We all hope she has success. Ricky Nelson and Remington Elizabeth Moses. Now that Ricky Nelson is no longer with us, everyone still feels his absence. In 1985, the rock and roll icon passed away, leaving behind a legacy. He began his profession and continued to work till he passed away. In addition, he made many cinematic appearances and was well received for them. Remington, his granddaughter, is an aspiring actress who hopes to succeed in the entertainment industry. In 2018, she acted in a few movies, one of which was the horror picture Kecksburg. Yes, she'll need to work very hard to achieve her grandfather's level of popularity and wealth. However, we think Remington can go above and beyond. The fact that she already has enough money and won't have to work too hard is a plus. Haley Walsh and Bradley Walsh. Bradley Walsh has always had an abundance of skills. He played professional football while in college and went on to become well-known in the entertainment business. He began his career as a television broadcaster and found fame with ITV's serial drama Coronation Street. In 2016, he released 2 very successful albums of music, When You're Smiling and Chasing Dreams. Makes sense, he has some impressive savings to show for it. Barney and Haley are Bradley's 2 children. Barney aspires to work in show business, while Haley has a certification as an MAR reflexologist. Her training was completed at the renowned London School of Reflexology. She lives in Hertfordshire with her boyfriend, Tom, and has already made a name for herself in the business world. We certainly hope to see the couple tie the knot soon. Madonna and Rocco Ritchie. In addition, the Queen of Hearts has been the Queen of Pop. Any lover of music knows the name Madonna. Her singles, which included Confessions on a Dance Floor, True Blue, and Like a Virgin, made her the musical queen of the 1980s. She's amassed a sizable fortune for herself and has never, in her professional life, considered using a bankruptcy attorney. The Madonna is a myth. The Golden Globe winner and Guy Ritchie were married, and their son Rocco is the result. The 19-year-old is already well-known, and wherever he goes, photographers are after him. He has a great heritage to uphold. Therefore, let's hope he leads a perfect life. Best wishes for success, tiny man. David Bowie and Iman Alexandria Zara Jones. One of the most renowned figures in the music business, David Bowie, was a leading man. He was very successful in all 3 areas and had equal talent in acting, composing, and singing. For his services to the music business, David was inducted into the esteemed Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1996. Rolling Stone magazine listed him as one of the 100 greatest musicians of all time. In 2016, he departed to his heavenly home. In 2010, Alexandra was born to David and Iman. Her reaction to her father's passing was profound. She has nonetheless maintained her independence and is now concentrating on advancing her career in the creative arts. We're aware that she will shortly set out on her journey and build her reputation over time. Akhenaten Kiwa Snipes and Wesley Snipes. Since he was a little boy, Wesley Snipes has always had a talent for acting and martial arts, and he's never lost interest in either. Without a doubt, he has transferred his enthusiasm for Akhenaten Kiwa Snipes. One of his 4 children, with his better half, Nakyoung Park, is Akhenaten. When we first saw the kid, we couldn't believe what we saw. He resembles his father exactly. We're sure that he's inherited both Wesley's passion for martial arts and his acting abilities. Wesley's been embroiled in a few controversies lately. However, we have no doubt that he's resilient and will be supported by his family to get through difficult times. He was recently in Coming to America and Cutthroat City. Both were much anticipated, and it wouldn't be incorrect to state that both endeavors increased his net worth. Tracy Nelson and Ricky Nelson. Before long, they were walking down the aisle and beginning a family. Tracy Nelson is one of their successful children, and she remarkably looks like her father. Not only does Tracy have a distinct appearance from her siblings, but she also makes unique professional choices. She had no desire to work in the entertainment sector, but destiny had other plans, and she finally made her way into the performing industry. She's still entertaining us and has a good acting career. Tom Hanks and Micaiah Hanks. The actor has always had a hectic schedule, so he wasn't able to spend enough time with his kids. But he more than makes up for it by spending time with Micaiah Hanks, his granddaughter. Micaiah was born in 2016. She's the offspring of Chet, the son of Tom Hanks and Tiffany Miles. Tom Hanks makes sure Micaiah is there for this joyous addition to his family, even if his parents have split ways. Sophia and Isabella, Michael Strahan. In 1992 and 1999, respectively, Michael was married to Wanda Hutchins and Gene Mugley. These marriages have produced 4 children for him. The former football player, nevertheless, really loves his girls from his second marriage. The daughters, Sophia and Isabella Strahan, are identical twins. The children, who were born in 2004, are embroiled in custody dispute between their parents. Michael's been requesting custody of the girls, alleging that their mother, his wife, has been mistreating them. Amba Isis Jackson, Mick Jagger. Mick is the father of 8 kids by 5 different women. In addition, he became a great-grandpa in 2014 and has 5 grandkids. Only his granddaughter Amba was able to inherit his gifted genes out of all the children he produced. She resembles him almost exactly, and is almost fitting to think that her musical genes have also been passed along. The 26-year-old is passionate about fashion, and her most recent collection is a dazzling feature on her Instagram page. Jesse James Combs, Delilah Star Combs, Diddy. Jesse James Combs and Delilah Star Combs, Sean's twin daughters, are among his 6 offspring from his 2 marriages. These 17-year-old daughters, who were born in 2006, resemble their father. You could definitely refer to these girls as mini fashionistas if the images they posted on social media are any indication. Girls are often seen with their dads, and we think they might soon have successful music careers. Candice Cameron Bu, Natasha Valerina Bu. Their eldest daughter, Natasha, likes Candice out of all the kids. The 21-year-old, who shares her renowned mother's profession as an actress, was born in 1998. Her most well-known motion pictures are Faith, Hope, and Love, Infinite, and Forever. She's pursued a career in acting as well as singing, having competed in the singing reality program The Voice. It's safe to predict that, like her mother, Candice Cameron Bu, she'll achieve enormous success in the entertainment business. Phil Collins and Lily Collins. Fans of Phil Collins' songs come from all over the world. Not only did the British singer-songwriter leave a lasting impression on his admirers when performing alone, but he also had the same magnetic power as the main vocalist and drummer for the well-known rock group Genesis. His personal life unfortunately suffered the most as a result of the excessive strain he faced as a musician, particularly with regard to his frequent travels and tour dates. Phil would often record new songs for the next albums when he was at home. Lily, Collins' daughter, had been greatly impacted by her father's absence for a long time. Being a famous person's child is no easy task, and Lily had to fight her way through college before she could pursue acting. Thanks to the Bone and the upcoming BBC series Les Miserables adaptation, she's become fairly famous on Netflix. Brooke Shields and Greer Henshey. Although Brooke Shields has achieved all an actress and model could hope for, she would rather be alone. The American Diva's location and other minor information aren't even making waves on social media. The curious public has been devouring all of the photos she's been posting of her and her girls lately. Naturally, when the gorgeous mother was her age, Greer Henshey, one of her 2 children, resembled her spitting image. Greer Hammond Henshey, who's 18 years old, looks like Brooke from the 1980s. The mother had previously shared some old photos from her modeling days, and it's remarkable to see how much the mother and daughter look alike: blue almond-shaped eyes and bushy eyebrows. It's unclear whether this stunning beauty in the making will enroll in college, but she's sure to turn heads. Nicole Kidman and Isabella Cruz. Isabella was adopted by celebrity couple Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman in 1992. Isabella made the decision to live with her father when the couple divorced, to separate in 2001. She didn't spend much time with her mother. When word leaked out later about Nicole's alleged alienation from her adoptive kids, Nicole's also spoken about her troubles. Years passed before Nicole and Isabella started to become close. They have a wonderful connection now. Isabella discovered her calling in the world of fashion. After that, she decided to give it a go with Katie Holmes, her stepmother. She was given the chance to work as an apprentice for the fashion brand Kate Holmes & Yang. It would also not have been an issue if Isabella had not decided to pursue any more education after graduating from college. This is a result of her well-known parents' encouragement and their many missionary endeavors. Ted McGinley and Bo and Quinn. Ted McGinley gained notoriety in the entertainment industry by playing Jefferson Darcy on the Fox comedy Married with Children. More than that, we were fortunate enough to see him on many more television programs, including Dynasty, Hope and Faith, Happy Days, and The Love Boat. But the role he played as Stan Gable in the 1984 film Revenge of the Nerds is perhaps his most famous one. Ted has a happy marriage to fellow actress Gigi Rice. The couple has been together for a considerable amount of time and is pleased to be the parents of 2 boys, Bo and Quinn. With the money Ted's amassed in his bank accounts, he can keep giving his kids the ideal education. And of course, he gave his children an opulent lifestyle. But it seems that he's given them more than just cash. The Lads undoubtedly have his good looks genes, and we have no doubt that they also received his acting prowess. Cassidy and Kathie Lee Gifford. In the television industry, one of the most well-liked figures is Kathie Lee Gifford. She's become well-known as a television presenter and has amassed enormous wealth from this endeavor. Kathie's 4th Hour Today on the NBC network helped her make her way into American homes. For 11 exhausting years, she and Hoda Kotb carried the program on their shoulders. In 2010, Kathie even went on to get a Daytime TV award. Kathie's been able to purchase every luxury in her life because of her lucrative work. Cassidy, her daughter, is now 26 years old. The mother-daughter pair, we suppose, is the ideal example of the proverb that says, "The apple doesn't fall far from the tree." Let's hope Cassidy has also acquired her mother's charm. It's important to observe the chemistry of the 2 of them. John Amos and Shannon. After winning our hearts over as James Evans Sr. on the CBS series Good Times, John Amos went on to be nominated for an Emmy Award for his performance in the 1977 miniseries Roots. John acted in further TV shows. Series including The Mary Tyler Moore Show, The West Wing, and The District received a great deal of praise from a variety of sources. In addition to television, he's acted in a number of movies such as Die Hard 2, Dr. Dolittle 3, The World's Greatest Athlete, and Uncut Gems. John has enormous money as a consequence, and he never had any form of financial difficulties. His daughter Shannon is quite similar to him. Many have taken notice of her passion for fitness and meditation. Shannon has chosen a spiritual path, and it doesn't seem like she'll pursue an acting career. Marcus Jordan and Michael Jordan. Among the National Basketball Association's famous idols, Michael Jordan was, is, and always will be. He spent 15 seasons as an NBA player before deciding to hang up his shoes. He has the honor of having contributed to the Chicago Bulls' 6 major championship victories. Throughout his career, he also won several titles and trophies. Jordan's income has increased dramatically over time, so hiring a bankruptcy lawyer is no longer a concern. Marcus's decision to pursue a basketball career in the same vein as his father seemed very reasonable. During his playing career, he established himself as a defensive player and showed a great deal of skill. However, he was embroiled in a scandal in 2012, and he had to overcome several obstacles in order to recover. He went on to finish his degree and is now in charge of the trophy room and his store. Jordan and Jeffrey Owens. Because of his appearance on The Cosby Show, Jeffrey Owens rose to fame. In the television sitcom with Elon, he played Elvin Thibodeau, a role that won over both fans and critics. Owens made sure his adventure continued by seizing any chance that presented itself. He's appeared in a number of other television programs such as Play the Game, That's So Raven, The Secret Life of the American Teenager, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Following Owens and Josette's 1995 wedding, the two have remained utterly devoted to one another. They've raised their son, Jordan, with the utmost love and attention. Jordan has already begun to show off some good basketball talents, and if everything goes according to plan, he will one day make his parents pleased. Stephen R. McQueen and Steve McQueen. In the movie business, Steve McQueen remains a formidable figure. Even though he departed for his celestial home a long time ago, moviegoers still like his performances in several movies. Throughout his career, Steve was cast in both good and negative parts due to his exceptional acting skills and keen features. The actor from The Great Escape has an incredible charm in film and is natural in front of the camera. Jimmy Borelli from Chicago Fire. Do you remember him? Of course you do. Later, Stephen McQueen, his grandson, played Jimmy in the film. Those same rugged good looks and on-screen presence told us who he was, even if we didn't know at first. Given his stellar performance on Vampire Diaries, ideally, Stephen wouldn't need much time to establish his worth, aside from, of course, some very noteworthy savings. Jason Momoa and Lola Iolani Momoa. It's inevitable that the character of Khal Drogo would come up while discussing the renowned HBO series Game of Thrones. With his incredible on-screen persona, Jason Momoa has won our hearts and done the job full credit. In addition to this depiction, his role playing in other TV series has generated a lot of discussion. Regarding the movies he's been in, Jason portrayed Aquaman in Justice League, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, and Aquaman. Over his career, Jason has accumulated a respectable amount of money, and his net worth is gradually rising. He has 2 children with actress Lisa Bonet and is happy in his marriage. Lola is a sweet young child who receives endless affection and care from her parents. She enjoys a variety of her favorite outdoor pastimes with her parents by her side. Kris Jenner and North West. Kris Jenner had success in her roles as an entertainment manager, TV personality, and businesswoman. She took all the necessary steps to ensure that her 4 children, Rob, Chloe, Courtney, and Kim, had an amazing existence. In addition, she has 2 children from her marriage to Bruce Jenner, Kendall and Kyle. When Kris appeared on the E! Show, she shot to prominence. Keeping Up with the Kardashians is a reality program. Her favorite grandchild is Kim and Kanye's daughter, North West. Kris adores her and tries all in her power to show how much she cares. There's a unique vibe between the two that's just too cute. North West and Kris have a good relationship, and she enjoys spending time with her grandma. The little child has a strong passion for fashion, and we assume Kris would provide her with all the assistance she needs. Lonnie Anderson and Deidre Hoffman. Since assuming the role of Jennifer Marlowe in one of the most watched television series ever, WKRP in Cincinnati, Lonnie Anderson has been controlling our hearts. Her performance was well praised, and she even went on to be nominated for 2 Emmy Awards and 3 Golden Globes. That demonstrated her talent in the program rather well. She landed parts in additional TV shows, programs like Police Story, The Invisible Man, and several more. In addition, Anderson has portrayed important roles in a number of movies, including All Dogs Go to Heaven, Roxbury, Nevada Smith, and Stroker Ace. She hasn't had much success in her other marriages, but she is thriving in her 4th marriage to Bob Flick. Her first kid, Deidre, has avoided the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Having made enough money, he's living a calm life with Charlie Hoffman, his wife. Michael Jackson and Michael Joseph Jackson Jr. Fans of Michael Jackson sometimes become emotional when they hear his name. King of Pop was a whole phenomenon, no less. His dancing moves, stage shows, and numbers were all the fullest meaning of the word iconic. His sudden death has left a large and difficult-to-fill vacuum in the music business. Michael Jackson will always be remembered as a legend. Despite inheriting his fortune, Michael Joseph Jackson Jr. seems to have little interest in the public eye. He doesn't like talking to the media and would rather stay out of the spotlight. Only once, in 2010, did Junior Jackson go to the stage to accept the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award on his late father's behalf. Since then, he's made relatively few public appearances. We respect his choice to keep his information private. The Undertaker and Gunner Vincent Calloway. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time is Mark William Calloway, better known as The Undertaker in the professional wrestling community. His lengthy employment history with World Wrestling Entertainment is among the causes of this. He began his career in the WWE in 1987 and went on to win several championship titles throughout his illustrious tenure. Mark's career in wrestling has been matched by his extraordinary profits. He's been wed to Michelle McCool, a well-known wrestler, for a considerable amount of time. Gunner, Mark's kid, is now an adult who's graduated from college. After earning his degree from the reputable Full Sail University, he's taking his time deciding on a professional path. Given that he comes from a wrestling family, it seems only natural that he would emulate his father. Still, only time will tell what Gunner ends up choosing to be. Prince Albert and Alexandra Grimaldi Cost. The present ruler of Monaco, Prince Albert II, is undoubtedly among the wealthiest royals in the world, with a net worth of about $1 billion. He's now content with his royal status and is the son of Princess Grace and Prince Rainier III. The prince is well known for carrying out his royal responsibilities with the highest honesty and kindness. Although Alexandra is a member of the royal line, he's incapable of becoming king. According to sources, he is the love child of Nicole Cost and the prince. The rule states that he cannot ever claim his title to the royal throne since his parents are not lawfully married. Alexandra was born on August 24, 2003, and is now 16 years old. He would be inheriting his father's enormous money via these means. Michael Landon and Leslie Landon. Although Michael Landon passed away a few years ago, his extraordinary performances and acting abilities will continue to amuse us for all eternity. After completing his undergraduate education, he decided to pursue a career in show business. In Little House on the Prairie, Bonanza, and Highway to Heaven, Michael was outstanding. The audience embraced every performance he gave. Etta Plum from Little House on the Prairie has developed into a very gifted young woman who's made her father proud. Leslie resembles Michael exactly, and this has undoubtedly played a significant role in her professional success. She has her following as well. However, when she made the decision to leave the business and pursue a career as a clinical psychologist, it caught all of her followers off guard. Up until now, Leslie has done rather well for herself. Clark Gable and Clark James Gable. Sadly, Gable and his grandson, Clark James Gable, never had the opportunity to interact. The premature passing of Clark James Gable in 2019 at the age of only 30 is even more regrettable. His cause of death is a mystery. Clark James was also burdened by a great deal of familial troubles. Like his grandfather, Clark James was an actor and shared his appearance. He gained notoriety for entertaining liars. Denzel Washington and Olivia Washington. In 2013, Olivia starred in her first motion picture, The Butler. Then, relying only on her ability and skills, she worked her way up the professional ladder. Olivia is an amazing actress who doesn't let her father's fame advance her in her profession. She's acted in films such as The Comedian and the show Mr. Robot. But when it comes to guidance, we have a feeling her dad has some wonderful tips to share. Eddie Murphy and Angel Iris Murphy Brown. Eddie Murphy has raised the standard, amassing enormous wealth and a stellar reputation in the entertainment business. Angel's hobbies and whether or not she plans to pursue any career in entertainment are unknown to us. but Angel doesn't have to live up to any standards since she'll excel at anything she really likes doing. Angel's net worth was $10 million at the age of 11. She definitely has the money to finance her aspirations. Elizabeth Taylor and Layla Wilding. Elizabeth Taylor eventually had a large number of grandkids, of course. There is the gorgeous Layla Wilding among her 10 grown grandkids. Many of Wilding's traits are similar to Elizabeth's, as the accompanying side-by-side picture makes clear. She devotes her time to carrying on her grandmother's legacy by working with the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation in the future. Wilding has 2 children and is married. She remembers many wonderful moments spent with Elizabeth Taylor. Maggie McGraw and Faith Hill. Maggie is a Stanford University student right now, and she's putting all of her energy into finishing her degree before deciding what she wants to do for a living. She's undoubtedly living a good life at the moment. Without a doubt, her parents will be incredibly supportive of whatever choice she ends up making for her future. Maggie's so fortunate to have parents such as Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. Ronan Farrow and Frank Sinatra. After learning this fascinating knowledge, Ronan appears to have a striking similarity to the late famous singer and actor Frank Sinatra. Maybe this is just our imagination. Everything about the circumstance would have been significantly more intriguing if Frank had been alive. Ronan avoided the entertainment industry in favor of a career in journalism and law. Naturally, it doesn't suggest he lacks skill for the screen. Maybe he just lacks the enthusiasm. Jane Mansfield and Mariska Hargitay. Mariska Hargitay is the celebrity's daughter, born to Jane during her time as Mickey Hargitay's girlfriend. Mariska inherited her mother's bold eyes and her lovely mouth. Hargitay is well known for playing Captain Olivia Benson on Law & Order SVU. She first appeared on the program as a cat in 1999. Without a doubt, Hargitay makes her parents pleased as an award-winning actress. She made her feature debut in the 1985 picture Ghoulies, and since then she has grown significantly. Prince Michael Jackson Jr. and Michael Jackson. Prince, whose real name is Prince Michael Jackson II, is the son of the King of Pop, who avoided the spotlight and everything related to show business. Following the passing of his famous father, he inherited a sizable portion of his wealth. Prince doesn't need to be concerned about his future. According to Forbes, Michael Jackson is still one of the highest-earning departed celebrities, even though his father's been dead for a long time. Halle Berry, Maceo Robert Martinez. Halle has 2 children. She's a dedicated worker, but she's much more serious about becoming a mom. Maceo Robert Martinez and Nala Ariella Aubrey are her children. Halle has mastered the skill of striking a balance between her personal and professional life. She can devote herself to her children and then leave the house to focus entirely on her next big box office success. Given that Maceo seems to have inherited his mother's facial traits, he'll develop into an extremely attractive heartbreaker. Homer James Gigny Gere and Richard Gere. Although Homer and his father have certain physical similarities, it's undeniable that Homer is more gregarious, lively, and exuberant than his father. He may have more of his mother's personality, but he does have his father's lips and nose. Although he has a more gentlemanly, restrained manner, Gere is a handsome guy. As he gets older, Homer may resemble his father more. Cheryl Lad and Jordan Lad. The fruit and the tree are not too far apart. Consider Jordan Lad and Cheryl Lad, a mother and daughter team. Jordan resembles Cheryl Lad, the star of Charlie's Angels, exactly. At first, Cheryl aspired to be well known in the music industry. Her first paying jobs in the show business were singing parts. Still, it seemed that her career was destined to be in acting. She started getting cast in TV series and advertisements. She rose to fame in the TV show Charlie's Angels, where she portrayed Chris Monroe. Jordan took the same path as her mother. At 2 years old, she made her acting debut in advertisements. She's made a name for herself in the entertainment business during her life. The majority of her works are horror movies. Jordan clearly carried on her mother's excellent looks. These two gorgeous women exhibit timeless beauty. For her age, Cheryl looks immaculate and timeless. These two can even pass for sisters because of how similar they are. Johnny Depp and Jack Depp. The son of Johnny Depp, Jack Depp, turned 18 recently. In honor of Jack's birthday, Lily Rose Depp, his elder sister, shared a number of images, one of which was a current snapshot of the young guy. The fact that Jack resembles a younger version of his well-known father is intriguing. There's an eerie similarity between Jack and Johnny, including their prominent jawlines, somewhat sunken cheekbones, and hairdo. Young Johnny had the same appearance. Jack, who attempts to maintain a low profile, is less well-known than Lily Rose. The adolescent isn't even active on any social media platforms. It seems that he values solitude in both his personal and professional life. Jack and Johnny both like music in common. Jack performs in a band called Clown Boner, much like his dad did when he was a teenager. Johnny discusses that Jack has no desire to pursue a career in acting. Caitlyn Jenner and Brandon Jenner. Growing up, a youngster would always look up to his parents, but for Brandon and his father, Caitlyn Jenner, this isn't the case. Brandon recently said that he was never aware of his father's presence when he was a youngster. The moment Caitlyn married Kris Jenner in 1991, their relationship took a turn for the worse. He believed that their happy moments were more like posed pictures than true father and son time. Even though he was raised in an opulent environment, it was insufficient at the moment to heal the rift between Brandon and Caitlyn. Brandon made the decision to spend most of his adolescence elsewhere. Contrarily, Caitlyn acknowledged that she was absent while her children were growing up. Before her transition, she revealed that she had identity crisis and despair. William Bruce Jenner, better known as Caitlyn Jenner, came out as a transgender woman in 2015. In 2017, she had surgery for intimate reassignment. Following Caitlyn's transition, Brandon said that he had made amends with her and that he had never been particularly proud to be a member of the family. Mariah, Michaela, and Cara Kennedy Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo. The majority of parents will agree that juggling a profession and a family is difficult. But Andrew Cuomo makes sure he's a wonderful parent as well as a successful politician. 3 gorgeous children were born to Andrew Cuomo and his ex-wife, Carrie Kennedy. Michaela, who's 22 years old, is the youngest. Cara and Mariah, who are twins and the oldest, are 25 years old. Andrew's 3 daughters attended Ivy League colleges. Cara attended Harvard, while Mariah and Michaela received their degrees from Brown University. Notoriety has also been bestowed upon the Kennedy-Cuomo brothers for their advocacy and support of causes. These women are prosperous and a credit to their father. This demonstrates that Andrew never stopped providing for his girls with the love, support, and care they need. He raised them with care, fulfilling his political obligations at the same time. Julie Pacino and Al Pacino. Some kids feel compelled to follow in their parents' footsteps in both lifestyle and profession. Julie Pacino, the well-known actor Al Pacino's daughter, is in a similar situation. Julie, Al's eldest child, has made the decision to walk in her father's footsteps. But rather than chasing the limelight as an actor, she decided to become a film director. According to what she claimed, the younger Pacino knew from a young age that she wanted to work in the field. Since then, the elder Pacino has supported his cherished daughter wholeheartedly. Despite having had personal difficulties in her early years, Julie has managed to turn her life around. She now works with Tiny Apples, a production firm. Julie is the company's founder. Since then, it's created a television series called Harmony and Gold. Julie's father will undoubtedly support her no matter what her successes or setbacks may be. Justin Fargas and Antonio Fargas. Some parents seem meant for the limelight, and some children the same. Some, nevertheless, also choose other routes where they may excel in their own unique ways. This is the relationship that exists between Antonio Fargas and his son Justin. The latter plays professional football, whereas the former is a prominent actor. The support Justin got from his father was exceptional even though he has long since withdrawn from the sport. Even in the days when Justin was still playing, Fargus was there. It should come as no surprise that the younger Fargus has been a wonderful parent to his kid, given the strong relationship he has with his father. In their instance, it could be accurate to say that, like father, like son. Victoria Franklin and Aretha Franklin. Some people make a special effort to pay tribute to their deceased loved ones. Victoria Franklin is one of those people. She's unique in that she is the granddaughter of the late great singer Aretha Franklin. The singer, who is also known as the Queen of Soul, died away a little over 2 years ago, and her granddaughter made sure to honor her grandmother's memory in the most heartfelt manner imaginable. They saw the late singer as a beloved family member in addition to a performer. Victoria remembers Aretha and her pleasant times together with nostalgia. To refresh memories, Aretha and Victoria paid homage to one another with a performance. The younger Franklin has showered Aretha with affection, as seen by this kind act. This may be the cause of everyone's affection and devotion for Aretha even after her passing. Mark Davis and Sammy Davis Jr. A proverb states that blood is thicker than water. Yet in the cases of Mark Davis and Sammy Davis Jr., this proverb is proven false. The former had thought of the latter as his real biological father for his whole life. When the elder Davis claimed that Mark was his son through the latter's sickness, this conviction became deeper. Mark and his sister Tracy thus were prompted to have a DNA test right away. Mark was devastated to learn the truth about the exam. The findings indicate that he's not related to Tracy, and thus not related to Sammy. In summary, Mark was placed for adoption. Nevertheless, a pleasant ending was still there despite all. Even though Tracy claims the findings of the DNA test won't alter, she still views Mark as her biological brother. If Mark will ever locate his real parents, only time will tell. Rowan Atkinson and Lily Sartre. As if it were an inevitable stroke of bad luck, some kids with famous parents also end up on the same career route as their parents. Lily Sastry and her father, Rowan Atkinson, are well-known actors who brought amusement to their audience by skillfully portraying a humorous persona. Lily, his daughter, has likewise chosen to work in the field in which her father was successful. She was fortunate to get a child actor job in a movie that looked like a cross between a feel-good and a Christmas movie at a very early age. She's also secured a number of supporting parts in her father's motion pictures. But Lily eventually made the decision to go in a different direction. Lily has said that she's happy with her decision to go from acting to a kind of theatrical entertainment known as cabaret, to use her own terms. She said that performing in a certain kind of entertainment has improved her vocal, mental, and physical skills. Ted Nugent and Rocco Nugent. Ted Nugent is an unintentional actor and the father of Rocco Nugent. Aspired to be a basketball player, Nugent attended the College of Southern Nevada to study. As it was, he wasn't seeing the kind of success he had hoped for. Without any backup plan, Nugent decided one day to go to Los Angeles and enroll in acting lessons. Nugent turns out to be an actor. He then went on to record an album and begin his career as a music artist. Rocco seems to have a bright career in both acting and music. Jeremy Clarkson and Emily Clarkson. In many aspects, Emily Clarkson is similar to her well-known father. Her character has many of the traits that we've grown to love and respect in Jeremy, including his sense of humor, courage, and intelligence. Emily, who's 20 years old, has her father's blue eyes. In the media sector as well, she's paving her own way. Emily resides in Dublin with her partner, Irish musician Alex Andrew. Joanne Woodward and Nell Newman. Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward's oldest daughter is Nell Newman. She was raised in New York and has 3 half-siblings from Paul Newman's previous marriage, in addition to 2 sisters from the same parents. Nell Newman was an actress who performed in numerous Paul Newman-directed films in the 1960s and 1970s. In 2005, Nell Newman got married to Gary Irving. Both of them live in California. Nicolas Cage and Weston Cage Coppola. The famous Nicolas Cage's son is Weston Cage Coppola. Weston was the child of Cage and Kristen Fulton's first marriage. In addition to his newfound interest in black metal music, he's now experimenting with acting. When Weston was only 13 years old, he was already starring in two of his well-known father's films. He was playing Lord of War and Rage. Since then, he's acted in romantic comedies and science fiction movies. Weston is wed to Hila Aronia, the creator of the Priest Feeks program Bar Week. People were going to be surprised by this one. Darren Ferguson and Alex Ferguson. Given that his kid has followed in the footsteps of his elder, Sir Alex Ferguson must be rather pleased with him. From 1986 until 2013, Sir Alex Ferguson was Manchester United's manager. With more titles won than any other manager in football history, he's considered by many to be among the greatest managers in history. To be exact, he took home 38 trophies in addition to 13 Premier League crowns, 5 FA Cups, 2 EUFA Championship Leagues, and a knighthood from the Queen. Do we really need to say more? Shelby Blackstock and Reba McIntyre. In addition to being a well-known country singer, Reba McIntyre is also an actor and record producer. Like her son, she began her profession at an early age, having only graduated from high school. In the early 1990s, her career in movies took off. McIntyre is back with Universal Music Group in 2020. Reba was the name of her own TV comedy that ran from 2001 to 2007. She is a fantastic role model and has achieved amazing success in the entertainment industry. Marie Osmond and Rachel Kruger. The Osmonds, Marie Osmond and her brother Donnie Osmond, rose to fame. She's authored books, performed, and presented shows. When Osmond was younger, she appeared on The Mike Douglas Show and The Andy Williams Show. Her solo hits in the 1970s were Paper Roses and Meet Me in Montana. In addition to her music career, Marie Osmond co-hosts The Talk and Donnie and Marie with her brother. Her entrepreneurial spirit enabled her to start a profitable doll and clothing line, showcasing her talents outside the entertainment industry. But Rachel Kruger, a talented painter and mixed media artist, carved out a niche in the art world. Growing up in an artistic household, Kruger developed a passion for painting from a young age. Her style uses traditional and modern techniques to represent nature, identity, and cultural heritage. Top galleries throughout the country have been showcasing Kruger's technically accomplished and emotionally charged artwork. She collaborates with other artists to encourage upcoming artists and participates in community art projects. To promote her work globally, Rachel Kruger pushes boundaries and investigates new mediums. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon